Hello, I'm Reverend Lorena Walsh, and I'm teaching a class called Spiritual Practicality. I come from a long, long, long list of new thought ideas. I've searched, like many of you, for years. I've studied Buddhism and Hinduism and Christianity and science of mind and all the new thought movements. I've studied Wicca. I've studied shamanism. I've anything that I could find. I was trying to find my path, and I know that most people that are on the spiritual journey are trying to find their path. And I found out that my path is exactly where I'm at, and I would like to help you understand that about your own life as well. We are all life force energy. Life force energy. We're inside this physical body, and the steps we take and the path we choose is perfect for us at this time. There is no right path. There is no one path. There's a thing out called the Law of One, and that's been around since before Atlantis. If you don't believe in Atlantis, if you don't believe that there are aliens, if you don't believe that we're not alone on this planet, if you don't believe that we're one of many, many species in the universe, turn us off here, because that's where I'm coming from. We are all one thing. We're all one together. We all share life force energy. Each one of us has our own slant on it. That's what creativity is all about. If we were all on the same path, there wouldn't be any need for a path. If we were all learning the same lessons, there wouldn't be any need to come in and engage in a physical body and forget exactly where we came from and what we were doing. If we knew what we were looking for, then we wouldn't need to look for it. What we're seeking is understanding, is awareness, is meaning to our life journey. And it is just a journey. We're here to experience. We set it up for ourselves before we were ever incarnated in this life. We've been incarnated in many, many lives. I also do past life regression work and life between life work. I have a couple of books out. One of them is called Oceans in Time, and it's a lovely story based on a lot of my awarenesses that I've got from people that I have regressed, and myself included, and what it would be like to leave this life and go meet your soul twin, and then go on from there and go into the other dimensions. The other book that I have is purely a teaching tool. It is called Duality is the Illusion. Both of these books can be found on Amazon. They're under Lorena Clark is my author's name. I'm Reverend Lorena Clark. I am a religious science minister. That's where I got my credentials because it seemed to fit pretty much everything I do. I also am an astrologer, and I am a medium, and I do tarot cards, and I do all the magical arts, and I see where they all can be helpful. There's no one thing that's right or correct. No medium, no psychic, nobody can get into your own space, your own journey like you can. The biggest thing that I like to teach is self-empowerment. How you can touch into your own wisdom, your own guides. I'm glad to help you. I'm glad to show you how to read your astrology chart and find out what your talents and your latent abilities are, and the good abilities that you have, and the ones that you're using, the ones that you're not. How come life can seem like it's just in the toilet, and how come you can change that at any moment? Your life is not written in stone except by you. It is written so that you can take the high road, so to speak. And the high road isn't the road of poverty and the road of giving and the road of being a good person, although a good person is a very good thing to do, because if you're not a good person, it seems like you end up feeling guilty about that, because that's what your consciousness is about, and you're conscious. And you might choose another lifetime to make it better. And you keep choosing lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes. And what it is it's called the wheel of birth and death. It is a karmic wheel, and in this time, in this energy of where we're living right now, I believe, and many, many of us believe, that we're going to a graduation. There's this there's a thing called a soul group, and we're all part of a very large soul group. We're what they call in the Michael teaching fragments. We each have a fragment of one large source, and that is also the law of one talks about that. And the law of one is something that everybody should get their hands on and read if they can. It's available on YouTube. It's available on the internet. If you just type in the law of one, you'll find a place to get it. And just like anything else, the internet has become the avenue where people like me have to learn how to communicate, have to learn how to teach, because this is where the platform is now. I am so grateful for my opportunity to serve Spirit, my opportunity to serve you. And today, I want to talk about what I saw on the way here to work. I saw a license plate that says, choose life. Well, you can't not choose life. You're here, aren't you? If you're here, you're choosing life. I'm sure they were talking about abortion and when the fetus is a life force. That fetus is a meat suit. And the life force energy that is chosen to come to it usually has karma with both parents, at least one, and wants to come in to that energy. The parent's responsibility is to create a decent meat suit, create a body that is strong and healthy and is not on drugs and all that. Although there seems to be many souls these days choosing to come in to addicted bodies and help, I think, picture the sadness that losing your way can cause. I'm also an addiction counselor. That is one of the platforms I come from strongly. I understand that this physical body is an addiction in and of itself. But the real understanding of addiction is something you can't do without. And you can't do without your physical body, but your physical body can have a mind of its own. If you put the wrong substances in it, or the wrong thoughts or beliefs in it for a long period of time, then your body only knows what you believe. That's the nature of Science of Mind is about Science of Mind treatment, which means that the body is totally under the control of the mind. And the conscious mind can affect the subconscious mind, which can heal the body. The belief in that has to be as strong as you know that you have a body and you know that you're here. And once you know that, that's the root of every magic, every mystery. If you call down the moon and you know that you call down the moon in the middle of your circle and you declare that that's what you want and that's what's going to happen in your life, then so it is. And their phraseology is so mote it be, but the same thing, declaring it. If the Baptist preacher is up there and he is all worked up and using the law and saying an amen, and you buy into that amen becomes your truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with calling down the moon, calling down the sun. I don't care what you call down. You really are working it up from within. We are life force energy. We are divine beings, divine sparks. And so in that spark, the practical side of everything is all we have to do is use what's within us. All the other things are props or tools, and they can be fun to use. I love to cast an astrology chart or throw some tarot cards and be able to just picture someone's life that I don't know right there in front of their eyes. The deer in the headlights look is what I get. But it's not a big mystery. There is a law of oneness, a law of cosmic connection through everything. Because here on this plane, it is all coagulated thought into matter. The chair you're sitting in is a thought process that has turned solid, and you believe you can sit in it. You believe that it is not hollow. If you went to science, you'd find out that every molecule in it is as big as 4 football fields at the very least, between the molecules. So, you learn about people that can levitate, people that can walk through walls. Jesus walked on water. Yogis can walk on water. It's all about this consciousness. And that's what I intend to work on, one segment at a time, through these videos that I tend to present to you. I hope you'll tune in. I hope you'll listen. I hope you'll learn something from it. And I hope we have some fun together. I give thanks for this. I release it. So it is.